been scarred and I've been bruised. I have learned just what to do. I need to leave my past behind me. I need to look to the future. No matter what will come, no matter what I've done, I know just what to do. And that's all because of you.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you. The family is growing. I think as we are filming today, we are over 850 subscribers. That's really amazing. Thank you for talking about the channel. Thank you for trusting the channel enough to put it on your own platforms. And if people go as far as putting your content up on their platform, and risking talking to their own followers about it, that's really a big deal. I'm really grateful for it. I'm seeing the social media tags, I'm seeing the shares, I'm seeing the link tags and everything in between. I really genuinely appreciate it. Thank you and welcome back. I know you guys don't know that we disappeared, but we've actually been on a production break for 3 weeks, and we're back today. So your channel was shot, your content, I beg your pardon, was shot ahead of time, and we've been on a break, but we are back. We went to think, we went to plan, we went to formulate, and we're back with another one that we believe will make your life more meaningful, your connections more genuine. And that's what we are discussing today. And it's the first ever that has some benefit to interpersonal relationships, especially romantic relationships or friendships. And as you can see on the screen, that is communicating your relationship needs. Say what you mean to say. So gather Bay. If you've got Bay, gather Bay. Let Bay come sit next to you, and let me make it easy for you so that it doesn't feel like uzan talk. Like kuchola sisi wa channel. I didn't say it. Come baby, let's watch this together. And I suppose my biggest need with this is to improve the quality of communication between people that depend on each other to meet each other's relationship needs. Because that's what happens in relationship spaces, be it occupational spaces, be it romantic spaces, be it friendship spaces. But the whole point of relationship is to meet each other's needs. But we are so bad at communicating these needs, and we rely so much on having a conversation on top of a conversation, so much that the real conversation is always left unaddressed. And that's what I want to chat about today. Why it doesn't serve anyone to actually have a fake conversation, because it leaves the real conversation that you are trying to say unmet. And if the person is apologizing, they're apologizing for the wrong thing. And quite honestly, it's very tiring, because people can feel that there's more than one dialogue taking place, and you feel it when you are juggling a vibe and a conversation at the same time. You feel physically exhausted, or you feel like this person drains energy from you, or your energy is leaking in this conversation, and you start avoiding having conversations with them. So I want us to chat about that. I want us to chat about the motivation and the fear behind having the real conversation, because there's a reason why we avoid the real conversation. And I'll tell you what I mean by this. And I'll tell you the value of having a real conversation with the person you're trying to have the conversation with. I'll give you an example of somebody that is trying to communicate a particular need but doesn't say that which they are trying to say. Take the most common thing in relationship, the need for security. That's such a big relationship need, and such a valid relationship need, that I need you to create a secure environment for me. I need to feel secure enough to know you're not going to hurt me, you're not going to humiliate me, you're not going to embarrass me, and you are dependable. The atmosphere is secure, your space is secure, I'm secure in your presence. That is a valid universal relationship need. We need security in relationship spaces. The absence of security is insecurity. So obviously, if you are feeling insecure, you are trying to communicate that I have a need for security that isn't being met. It may not be your fault, but I have the need nonetheless. And because you've committed to helping me in my walk, because we're in relationship together, I'm not asking amiss when I'm asking you. You're asking the right person. When you're asking your friend, when you're asking your partner, they've openly said that's what they want to do. They want to relationship with you. But I'll tell you what people do when they're feeling insecure. So insecurity is a genuine feeling, the absence of security. There's nothing wrong with feeling that way. Instead of communicating what will make them feel more secure and asking of it genuinely, it sounds something like, I called you and you didn't pick up your phone, or you don't respond speedily when you are with your friends, or sulking and sending subliminal weird messages, or writing a deep sad WhatsApp status, and this is done with the hope that the other person is going to pick up the real message. It's weird because you didn't communicate the real message. You quoted some deep quote and put it up there, hoping the intended recipient is going to pick it up and read the real message. Then you get super pissed when they don't address the real message, but the real conversation was never had. So you have someone that feels like you're holding them responsible for something. They're not aware what you're really holding them responsible for. You feel even more wounded at the fact that they completely missed it, because your subliminal message was actually an indication to say there's an injury. I am hurting, and you are low-key hoping they're going to pick it up. And mind reading is really, really, really a childish expectation. It's not fair. People genuinely, no matter how well they know you, cannot actually read your mind. It's not a practical skill humans have. To be attuned to your needs is built over transparency of how well you communicate your needs, and they know you so well that they start predicting them. It's not that they can read your mind. So the onus to always communicate your needs lies primarily with you. Always engage from the assumption that they don't know what is going on with you. If they know you well enough, they'll get better at figuring it out, but it works better if you help them. So if you know I've got a high need for security, I'm vulnerable, especially if you're going to space XYZ, you communicate that please be mindful of how out of place I feel when you are with your friends. Can you work extra hard around your spaces to make me feel included and to make me feel secure? Then the other person knows that you're not accusing me of anything. I didn't particularly do anything wrong. You are communicating your need, you asking help from me, and I will gladly do that because I love you. That's such a fair conversation. Nobody is accused, nobody is expected to perform miracles of reading minds, and each person's role is defined. You need something, you're asking for it, I've committed to giving it to you. Suddenly the probability of your needs being met is so much higher when the need is transparent. And the reason people shy away from communicating the real need is essentially a trust thing, believe it or not. You actually need to trust the person on the other side to show your real emotion. It's such a risk to present yourself authentically, because should you be rejected, then it's the core you that they've rejected. So we're so fragile that we try and at least put a layer between our core selves, and you put some decoy pretend emotion rather, because if you dare risk communicating the real one and it's not contained, the injury is actually, it's to your core, So if you were fakey about your emotion and it doesn't get picked up, it allows you the room to still think, maybe they didn't get it, maybe I'm the one who's sensitive. There's so many maybes because you didn't actually say the real one. And it buys you this hope that next time it will be better, one day they will get it. There's so much gray all of a sudden between your real need and that person's capacity to meet it, because you didn't take the chance to delete the barrier. Because it's a risk. It takes courage to be honest. Believe it or not, having an honest conversation is a risk, because you are saying, I'll show myself in a fragile way and I depend on you containing it. And should they not contain it, it hurts like a mother. It hurts so badly. If you show what you really, really need, if you say, I need to feel like I make impact in your life, instead of fishing for compliments, communicate the real need that I really feel like I want to know what value I add to your life. Can you be overt about telling me what value I bring to your life? Especially for people that always feel like they're worthless, they don't matter, they're not sure what they're bringing to the table. It's an okay need to say, I'm hoping I make impact, and I'm coming with this vulnerability of believing that I don't matter much. I need your help in reminding me and affirming me that I actually make real impact in your life, that my presence in your life makes a valuable difference. Imagine saying that. It's such a risk, because what if you don't make impact? What if you don't? It's such a risk to say that, because then what if it's not reciprocated the way that you are intending? What if, you see, you have to trust them. This is why communication is a trust game. You have to be brave enough to present yourself this way because you trust that this person is not going to wound you. You trust that this person will host this with care and with diligence and with love and with courtesy, even if they disagree with you. But because people know I am not sure, because I don't actually trust you with my emotions, then they are unwilling to take the risk of saying the real thing. They're just unwilling. They're like, I am these bricks. And you should ask yourself why. Why are you then even in relationship with this person? Relationship of any kind, if you don't trust them. Is it that they don't meet your trust criteria? Or do you have trust difficulties? Then we move closer and closer to addressing the real problems. You get me? Because if you question that, you walk away with a real solution nonetheless. A real solution to the fact that you either don't trust them, or a real solution to the fact that you battle placing trust in other people's hands. But the fact that that conversation was honest brings you a little bit closer to addressing the real need. And this is how we grow in relationships. And another big thing that is a barrier to expressing real emotion is that for the longest time in culture and in families, there are some emotions that it's communicated that they are not allowed, that they are prohibited, so much that we don't actually know how to express them. Or the last time we expressed them, they were severely rejected. And you see that you decided you're too sensitive. That is not allowed. So that real emotion is not allowed. And you forget that the people you journey with in adult life didn't grow up in your household. They didn't issue that instruction to you. So they're not aware why you think being sad is not okay. And you'll see that depending on our histories, there are some cultures, especially for males, where sadness is not okay. It's prohibited. It comes in, don't be such a girl. It comes in, sutefa kwedini. It comes in subliminal messages that remove the permission to be sad. And then you're in a relationship with somebody where you are trying to communicate that I'm a bit fragile and I need your support. And instead you withdraw your PlayStation. That's not real communication. Or you go hit a couple of cold ones with the boys. Or you isolate and need time out. And there's a person there that's starting to read these mixed signals. And this is really boiling down to the fact that I feel a bit sad. You are unable to communicate to the next person that you feel sad. And then you fall victim to this weird, the more mysterious you become, the more clingy they become because they're trying to figure you out, and we're doing this cat and mouse game where you're more evasive and they're more forthcoming, and it's like a weird interaction that is fueled by drama. Stay invisible so that someone can be on a quest to figure you out. Those things are exhausting. There will come a time where somebody is just done with the chase. And anyway, you feel misread because they still don't know what the hell is going on. You understand? Whereas you could have solved all of this wasted energy to communicating what it is you need from them, and find out very soon if they're able to meet it or if they're not. Or give them an opportunity by explaining what support looks like for you so they can better meet your needs. It's important to remember that if a certain emotion was prohibited for you, for whatever reason, adult spaces give you a chance to decide what kind of environments you want to be in, and they're not the same environments you grew up in. So the rules there are different. These people, again, cannot read your mind. And another big thing that prevents us from communicating with emotions is not believing that our emotions are valid. That it's a you problem. You know, you don't feel like you can present this emotion to another person because it's not a real emotion. You cannot at any given stage let someone define what your reality is. If you feel it, it's there. This thing of waiting for somebody to come validate that indeed this feeling you are feeling is a real feeling, you might be in for a ridiculously long wait. If you're feeling it, it's there, Mdas. Full stop. It's there. If you are feeling it, it's there. Would another person feel that way about it? Perhaps not. But that doesn't invalidate your own. You have to guard your reality. You have to be a steward of your own reality because you're the only one that's living it. Nobody has to get it, and it relies on you to communicate it to other people so they can better understand it. They're not you. They didn't grow up with you. They don't live inside your head. They don't know how this thing affects you. Emotional labor is 110% your responsibility. Communicating how best your needs can be met is your responsibility. Choosing the people to receive such an emotion is your responsibility. Developing a criteria for trust that other people must meet before you can meet them is your responsibility. And when you don't understand that this is your responsibility, you place it on someone else and then you punish them when they don't deliver. And that's genuinely not fair. Surface emotions don't serve anyone. When there's been an injury, say you hurt me. Don't sulk, don't withdraw, don't send weird signals. The injury will not be repaired if the injury is not acknowledged. Nobody can modify something that doesn't exist. Put the real content into existence and let's work with the real conversation. Say, this is what I need from you. Don't say, I hate these jeans. If what you are meaning to say, I feel like I've gained weight and I feel insecure about my self-image. That person will be like, yeah, they ain't the best. Then you're going crying. But we thought we were talking about the jeans. But no, there was another conversation where, no, I feel insecure after my baby blues and I feel weird about my clothes. And what I'm fishing for is for you to say, I look fine in the jeans. And then this one is like, yeah, they ain't it. And then you're like, oh. And then the whole dinner is silent. Somebody is hurting. The other one doesn't know what's going on. They don't know the gin compliment was offensive. Then then now you must apologize. But your apology is superficial because you're not really sure what you're apologizing for. Gin and you were honest. And then it's weird. And then they collect, injuries for later use that you've done this and you've done this and you've done this. You're so mean or you're so inconsiderate. And you're like, always. Always. When? But it was these moments of letting things go and not communicating the real thing you are trying to communicate. If you need help, I'm overwhelmed. I'd like to be excused a little bit from cooking. I need your assistance. I need you to be visible in your support of me. Or I'm scared of your family. I need you to be overt about the fact that you're on my side. I feel insecure when I'm around your friends or people that you went to school with or your exes. I need you to be clear about the parameters of whose side you're on. Your loyalty is something I'm starting to doubt because of XYZ. I need you to work extra hard until I've healed to do XYZ. It's constantly saying, I have this need. It's my need. I'm owning it. I need your help. This is what I need you to do. This is what support looks like for it to matter to me. Then this clearly demarcates whose job is it to do what exactly. Otherwise, miscommunication is really a trust game. Do you trust the people that are around you to meet your needs? And if you don't trust them, why are they there? Or is it you who battles to assign trust to people? Is it a vulnerability thing that you don't want people to see your real emotions because it gives them power over your real emotions? And then you get to own that it's a you problem. It's a vulnerability problem. You're unwilling to show yourself that way. But I want you to invest in quality, attuned, authentic conversations. Men, they're so fulfilling. There is nothing as fulfilling as saying this is what I need and seeing how speedily and wholeheartedly somebody devotes to that. It's the most beautiful thing. Because they're solely doing it because you need it. You said I need it, and you can see clearly who's going to jump when you need something. It's such a man. I'm pretty sure you guys can see that I've probably got a couple of examples in mind. Man, it's the life, guys. It's the life. Go to that life. To say, support looks like this and this for me. I have a need to be celebrated. And you see your friends going all out because it matters to you. It's your weird, cheesy things. I have a need to be showed off. Then you are all over Facebook and WhatsApp and Twitter. It's nice. Your needs get to be met and you're like, ooh. I have a need to be gifted. Communicate your need. I have a need to be contained. Or I have a need to be nurtured. Then it's the sending of Mr. What's that? Uber delivery, that thing. Yeah. Mr. Delivery and Uber Eats and whatever and whatever and whatever, because you told people that I like to be nurtured, I'm fragile, I have a need to be checked on. Then it's the 5 a.m. call, and then it's the 7 o'clock call, then it's the 10 o'clock video call. You see, your needs are met. You are so happy because that is exactly what you needed. But if you're low-key writing deep things like nobody cares, what? Who is nobody? Who's nobody? And nobody who's now supposed to decode what you are saying. Because that is the annoying thing about weird emotions, that you give the responsibility to decode your message to someone else. But you already know. And the thing is, in that decoding, there's such a high risk of them getting it wrong. Then it was a pointless exercise. Because they're trying to unpack what nobody cares means and what could be going on, and they still get it wrong. And they try to make amends with the wrong data they have, and the amends don't hit you there. They don't actually repair where the injury was. And this is a waste of time. And 2 years later, people are tired of being in this relationship. They feel like it's been too much work. And they don't understand what happened. But it was because there were always too many dynamics all at once. One time we're talking about this, but low-key, this is what we are talking about. And that is the summary of it, guys. Long and short of it, try not to have low-key conversations. Just have the conversation. It's hard. It's brave. It's courageous to be honest, but dare to have the real conversation. You need the genuineness, and the more conversations that are honest you have, the more attuned people can be to your needs. Then there's less of a discrepancy between how you feel and how the universe receives you. It's just to your best interest. So no to low-key conversations, no to low-key conversations, no to low-key conversations. It's possible to have real conversations, especially when you start being intentional about the kind of people that surround you and their capacity to receive such conversations. So yeah, I wish you the best in conversationing well and communicating what it is you're really trying to say, instead of having another conversation on top of another conversation. And we'll see you in the next one.